Hi, this is Rachel from the blog thislovelylittle.farmhouse.com, and today I want to share with y'all my newborn slash baby must-have items. Being a first-time mom, you're kind of wondering when you're pregnant of what things do you need and what things do you not need. With all the showers, you end up getting so much stuff. I know for me, I was so overwhelmed with all the stuff that I got, especially because at the time we didn't have a nursery ready, so she was going to be in my room with me, and all the baby stuff just kind of had to be scattered out through the rest of the house, so it was a big mess. We had tons of stuff stacked and piled up everywhere because we got overwhelmed. Mostly we got tons and tons of baby clothes, so don't worry about getting baby clothes if you're going to plan on having showers. And a lot of other stuff, like we got tons of diapers, lots of wipes, bath wash, things like that. So you will get that kind of stuff if you're having showers. Don't stress about that kind of stuff. So these are the items. If I was going back and making a baby registry, these are things that would definitely be on it. And if I didn't get them on my registry, I would go to the store as soon as I could after the baby was born, and I'd be buying these things because these are the items that were life-changing for us. And when I say life-changing, I mean life-changing. They really made a huge difference in how smoothly things ran, how much or not she cried. These things made a big difference. I wouldn't be sharing with you if they didn't. So these are the things that I used, a lot of which I still use. That's why I say newborn slash baby, because even at 10 months old, I still use a lot of these things for her. But I wouldn't go newborn days again without them. So here goes. Okay, first on the list, Mylicon. This is actually the store brand, but it's Infant's Gas Relief. It is simethicone. This stuff, I'm telling y'all, is good. And also gripe water. These two are kind of in the same boat. We had a lot of gas with Miriam when she was a baby. So much so that she would be screaming with pain from the gas, and you knew it was that because she would scream and she'd pass gas. There was no doubt that that's what was causing the problem. The gripe water and the Mylicon really helped a lot with that issue. We later found out that the majority of it was coming from a tongue tie problem, but until that time, when all of it got so much better, these did help ease the symptoms, ease her pain, and let us both get a little bit more sleep than we were getting before. Along those lines, a baby shusher. Now, when I first saw this, I saw it in a photographer's video where she was taking pictures of a newborn. And I thought, that's just goofy. Who can't shush to their own baby? Well, I finally decided to get one. You can hear what it sounds like. You can adjust the volume to be softer or lower. And I'm telling y'all, I finally decided to get one because she still wasn't sleeping good at night. She would wake up all the time. It was life-altering. This was so soothing to her, and it has a timer, so you can set it. I think it has 30 minutes or an hour. So you can set it. If baby wakes up in the middle of the night, you're patting them, you're shushing them, getting back to sleep. You can set this going during the night, and it'll keep going for 30 minutes to an hour. And you don't have to stay awake shushing. The shusher will shush. I'm telling y'all, in the car seat, when we get to the store, and I had to take her inside as a newborn, this baby shusher, I'm telling you, it would be worth its weight in gold. You need one. It's not goofy. Try it. Also, I don't use the actual shusher as much because, like I said, it'll only go for 30 minutes or an hour. They have an app for iPhone or any phone. I'm sure they probably have it for Android too, but they have an app on the phone, and you can set it. It has a timer, so you can set it for different times. I think it goes all the way up to 12 hours. So you can set it for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, and I would just turn it on a lot of times during the middle of the night and leave it going, and it soothes not only her but me as well. So the shusher, if you don't get and try anything else in this video, the shusher is a must. It's so soothing for a baby. Along those same lines as the shusher is sleepy time music. When my brothers were little, my mom did sleepy time music for them. It's something I've done with mine, and it makes a big difference because it helps to muffle any kind of household noise, background noise, coming in and out, closing the door, being in the kitchen, washing dishes, banging pots and pans. The baby sleeping music really makes a big difference in waking your baby up or not. So this is Fisher-Price Baby's First Hymns. I love this one because it's the hymns, it's instrumental. I think it's only piano. It might have some other instruments in it as well, but it's piano, and it's very soft and mellow. It's not a whole bunch of loud, because a lot of classical music will be like that. It'll get really loud and then go really quiet, but this is much more continuous and mellow and harmonious and calming. I actually like sleeping with it on as well because it's very calming. I love it. Kiki pants. If you don't know what Kiki pants are, you're missing out. I got these Kiki pants as a baby gift at a shower. I got these Kiki pants as well. That's the brand of them. They have different styles. They have the footies like these are. They have just coverall type Kiki pants. But the fabric on them is a bamboo and spandex. Bamboo. So it's super, super soft. It's very light, but it's also warm. But it's very light, super soft. The problem that I had with Miriam when she was a newborn, which I know this is a typical baby problem, they squinch their legs up to their chest. And so her feet were constantly coming out of the sleepers that I would put her in. The footy sleepers. So here was the baby sitting in the onesie, her whole body's up here, and the little legs are just dangling because there's nothing in them. All the time, constantly. So I put her in these Kiki pants, and they have elastic around the ankles, and also just because they're super, super soft, she pulls her legs up and they stay on. So pretty much she lived in Kiki pants for the first at least 6 months of her life. Literally, we had a few pair, and that's all she wore because they're the only things that really worked good for her. They stayed on her, they stayed where they were supposed to be, and they were super comfortable for her. So Kiki pants, definitely try some Kiki pants. But I'm warning you, you will be addicted to them because they're so wonderful. I've actually had people say they wish they made adult-size footy Kiki pants because that's how good they are. I also have a Kiki swaddle that I received as a baby gift. Miriam would really like to be swaddled in this. It's light, and I could wrap her up nice and tight, but it also is stretchy, so it had a little bit of give. She didn't feel like she was just so constrained, but she was tight and felt secure while still being able to move a little bit. So she really, really loved being swaddled in this blanket. We used it every time she went to sleep. It was kind of a disaster if it got TT on it or something. We had to wash it because then we had to figure out something else to wrap her in. Kiki swaddle was wonderful. A Moby wrap. Now, I didn't get to use the Moby wrap nearly as much as I wanted to. I had planned to use it a lot in those early newborn days when it's just super comforting for your baby to be against you, snuggled up warm. They've been in the womb for 9 months, so they're used to being tight and snuggled and warm and cozy. I didn't get to use my Moby near as much because I had a unplanned emergency C-section. Had all the soreness and tenderness and a really difficult, rough recovery, so I wasn't able to use it. The few times I did try, it made me hurt really bad. So I didn't get to use it as much when she was little. I have used it since she was older, and it still works really well. Even at 10 months old, if I wanted to, I can put her in this thing and carry her around. And also, it's the only thing she would let me carry her in. I would try to put her in the traditional baby carriers, and she would throw a fit. She did not like them at all. Loved the Moby. It is pretty difficult until you get the hang of it to get all wrapped up in it and get the baby in it. So watch a couple of videos and watch one while you put it on. That definitely will help. I had to watch videos to figure out how to do it. A video monitor is definitely top on my list. We still use it every single day, every nap time. Now this is a really old one. It's about 10 years old. I know they have way newer, way fancier, way nicer, but this does what we need. It's got the little screen, It has the video part that you put in the bedroom. I can see her on it when she's sleeping. A lot of times if she's waking up from her nap, I can see, well, is she still laying there? Maybe she'll go back to sleep, or she's staying on the side of the bed and there's no way she's going back to sleep. Also, during the night, I can keep an eye on her, especially when she was a newborn and I would swaddle her. I wanted to keep a close eye on her, make sure she didn't get her head up in the blanket or anything like that. So to me, the video monitor was invaluable, especially for those newborn days. If you're planning to breastfeed, take it from me and get online and order you a nursing bra. I tried to do it in the beginning without a nursing bra and it was a pain in the patootis. The nursing bras come with a little clip. It unclips. So you have it on like this. It unclips, you pull it down, and nurse, put it back up. Made a huge difference for nursing. Also, if you're planning on breastfeeding and you're going to want to pump at all, for if you want to go out for a date and your mom's going to keep the baby, or if your husband's going to give in the night some to help you feed the baby, let you sleep, Spectra. Get a Spectra pump. I did tons and tons of research on what the best pump was because my insurance was going to pay for it. Every single Facebook group, blog post, every question I ever saw about what's the best pump, it was always Spectra. Spectra. That's what everyone said. So the Spectra S1 and the Spectra S2 were the two absolute top recommended pumps. I got the Spectra S1. The difference between the two is one of them has to be plugged into the wall and one of them has a battery. You can take it with you easier. I got the Spectra and didn't regret it a single time. It was wonderful and it worked great. I really enjoyed it. So if you're looking for a breast pump, a Spectra is a really good choice. Another thing, I already have it stored in the attic, but another thing that made a huge difference for my newborn and my sleep was a rock and play sleeper. It's a little bed, you lay him in, and it automatically rocks. I'm telling y'all, in the middle of the night, this was a lifesaver. She'd wake up, soothe her back to sleep, turn that rocker on, turn the baby shusher on, and we both got some more sleep because it soothed her and I didn't actually have to be doing it. So the rock and play sleeper was huge for our sleep and for my Sandy because I was exhausted. I was dealing with postpartum depression and overwhelmed from a lot of other contributing factors. So being able to get the most sleep possible was what I needed. The rock and play sleeper, the shusher, those things helped so much to get more sleep. And also, if you're going to be pumping with the Spectra pump or any other pump, get a pump and bra. It made it so much easier than trying to hold the cups on your breast while you're pumping and dealing with the baby and whatever else might be happening at the time. A good pump and bra, I can put a link to the one that I got. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. I don't think there's a perfect one out there, but this one did work, and it made it so much easier to not have to hold both of them up there the whole entire time, or to just make it a little bit easier to manage. And last but not least, I got a jogging stroller. It was one of my top registry items that I really wanted to get because we live out in the country. We don't have pavement, we don't have sidewalks, we have gravel and grass, and I knew if I wanted to go outside with the baby, it was going to have to be in a jogging stroller. So I did receive the jogging stroller as a baby shower gift, and it was wonderful for those days that I just felt like I was going to go crazy because the baby was crying and I was exhausted. I just couldn't take any more. I'd put her in the little stroller and we would go for a walk outside. She loved being outside and it instantly soothed her. There were even a few times that we were walking around and she would fall asleep. So the jogging stroller for me was well worth the investment. Depending on where you live, it might not be as important to you, but to me it was a lifesaver. So those are my top newborn baby items that I would recommend, that I definitely will not have another baby without because they made a huge difference in our journey. So if you're interested, you can check out my blog, thislovelylittle.farmhouse.com. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, thislovelylittle.farmhouse.com. Thank you for joining, and I wish you all the best on this new journey of your life.